Good morning, everybody. I'm just taking a break out in the backyard. We've been working a little bit, working with my son, getting ready to take him for his last doctor's appointment. It should be free and clear for him to get back to work after this, so thanks for your prayers. Trying to get back into schedule after taking a couple days to go up north. I did not see the damage that the hurricane did because I was not in that area. The only sign that there was damage is that there was a road closure sign that Highway 40 was closed. So that's the only thing that I saw, which is fortunate because Tennessee is a nice big state and only a little bit of it got damaged, and in the Carolinas only a little bit of it got damaged because they're big states. They're nice places to visit. I've been there many times. It's sad for those that were hit, and we keep praying for them because they got a long road ahead to get out of that. But it didn't damage most of the area. There's a siren starting up. This morning, as I was leaving the park, there was a small fire alongside the road. It's in the same spot that yesterday when I came back, the fire department was there putting out a small fire along the road. So it either rekindled or someone's messing with them. But it's right outside the park, but that's all forested area. Now where I'm at, I'm over by the water. It would be safe if that whole forest were to burn down. I wouldn't want that, but I'm not worried about my stuff, in other words. Let's see, what's going on in the news? Musk has said that he's going to launch the next Starship on the 11th of next month. Next weekend is the 1st. It's daylight return to regular time from daylight savings. So don't forget your calendars next weekend or you'll miss church. Israel's done with their attack. And Iran is just so emboldened. I got to fix my stand here. It's sliding. There we go. Satan is so emboldened them that they can Israel just went in and took out much of their air defense system. They even took out some in Syria so they could fly over Syria. And Iran's just still mouthing off, threatening and mouthing off and threatening. Saying, you're going to pay a big price. We're going to destroy you. If they could destroy Israel right now, they would. Because that's their goal. That's their entire existence. Now, Senior Khomeini is sick. He's old. He's on his deathbed. He could go at any time, but his son's ready to step in, and I'm sure well-groomed in the same levels of Satan's rule. So things aren't going to change. They need to keep fighting, though, because we don't have the Antichrist. That's going to be the Antichrist's first big job, is to get in there and calm that down. That's the only way they're going to have their temple. And we're going to be out of here before the Antichrist is. So when we look at our rapture timeline, we're right on the cusp. Everything is right on the edge. Every sign that we have is right on the edge of going over. We've made it through the Jewish holidays for the most part, and we're still here, but I told you it's not tied to a Jewish event. It's the church age, the Gentile age. We don't have to worry about Jewish events. Somebody asked me if Jesus is outside the law. No, he said he fulfilled the law in Matthew 17, so they're still under the law, but the Gentiles that accept Christ were adopted in. We still are under the law, but we don't use the law to define us. We use Jesus to define us. Instead of sacrificing an animal, we confess to Jesus. So Jesus is the answer to everything that the law required. So we've got a one-source shop, and that's the good news that we have. Not only are we saved, we're going to have eternal life, but we only have to go to one place. And eventually, He is going to rule down here after all this stuff is over. I was thinking about that, and I was wondering what the world will look like for the millennium. Now, he's going to come back to rule the Jews pretty much. So we're going to be in the Middle East, so the rest of the world may be in trouble. There's a lot of stuff going to happen. And the 1,000 years, of course, is simply a test for the chosen. There may be some adopted chosen in there. I don't know how that's going to work. Christians should be out of the way. They have a cat cage over here, and I was just watching the cat climbing around it. I'm going to pan over a little bit. So they got a cat cage outside the door there. The cats can come out and sit in it. This is where I'm probably going to be in December. I've got one more month where I'm at, and then they shut down for the winter. So this video is just kind of an update of where we're at. When they shut down, I will sometime next month be out actively looking for an RV. I'm not looking yet. I'm waiting until after the election and see how people will be thinking about things. They may be desperate to sell, in which case that's my benefit. I'm looking for, best case scenario is a good livable RV for free. Someone who's willing to give it away for a good cause. If we can't find that, a cheap one. I don't want to finance. Because if I finance, that's a monthly payment. And it's a debt. And we're told not to go into debt if we don't have to. Homes and cars, I tend to give an exception to that because most of them are too expensive. But I'm not going to buy anything new. A new pickup is $50,000 to $100,000. That's ridiculous. But that's driving everything else up. Used cars are expensive because people can't afford new ones. It's all part of this destroy the middle class, which is what they're doing very well. And if they stay in power, they will be doing the same thing. Now, they should never have gotten into power. They should never keep power. But we don't know what's going to happen. Satan's kind of running some of this. Like I've said many times, God is so much more powerful than Satan. Satan couldn't even bat an eye if God didn't let him. So everything that's happening is because God is allowing it, not because he wants to punish people, but people are asking for it. So he's letting them have it. They want a world without God. Voila. People are being murdered in the streets, living in the streets, using the streets as their bathrooms. It is disgusting in some of these totally sold out cities. San Francisco used to be one of the prettiest cities in the world. I wouldn't want to go there and work or do anything there. There are other cities that used to be good. Most of the certain party, and I'm not mentioning parties this election cycle because I don't want to be accused of doing politics here. If you're unaware, you're not paying attention. But there's a particular party that pretty much every one of their cities have the highest crime, and yet they're anti-crime, their platform. Take away your guns because you don't need them. Platform. But yet their cities are the most dangerous. So everybody has to have a gun to defend themselves. That's not how you take away guns, that's how you take away rights. Now, we're not going to fix the world, so don't expect this election to fix it, whichever way it goes. There's so much damage done in this country that you couldn't possibly dig out of this. The debt that we have. Their solution to the debt is to collapse the dollar. If we try to come in and prop it up and hold it up, all we're going to do is add to the debt and make it worse. They have this well planned out. Satan is good. He's clever. He's probably the smartest angel out there. Not the most powerful. God made him that way. But that's where his arrogance came into play. So I don't expect things to get better. They might short-term get better, but they've done enough damage that we're taking on water, and I don't think you can fix it. Even if the big T gets in, I don't think he can fix it. He can do a lot of short-term stuff. It's like you see how much power the government has. Just before the election, they've allowed gas prices to come down, and they will tell you that they have no control over it the rest of the year. Of course they don't. They're letting their friends make money, which is what they accuse the other side of. I'm trying not to take sides, but it's hard when one side is so blatantly evil and the other side is trying to be good. You're not, like I posted in one of my memes, you won't find a perfect human being. So don't wait for one, or the evil ones will keep getting into office. You got to vote for whoever you think is the closest to what you want. The worst of two evils, if you will, but they're the best of two evils, if you will. You don't want to let the current power stay in power, if at all possible. I don't really have any confidence that we can overpower that, though, because God is continuing to keep hands off on a lot of things, because it's what the world wants. The world is going to get exactly what they want, and they're going to get the ruler that they want. They're going to get their benevolent dictator. Yeah. Until the world starts falling apart and this dictator can't fix things. In fact, he's going to get caught up in it. His first job after getting Israel on the wrong track is to go after the harlot. So things are going to get bad. I don't know how long it's going to take him to go to digital currency. It won't take long, I don't think, and I don't know when the 666 is going to come into play and the bow down to the beast, but I would think within the first 3.5 years, because he's going to be caught up. He's going to basically make his biggest mistake at the midway point. He's going to overstep his bounds that God is allowing. Just stay focused. Focus on Jesus. And the rest of the world, you can't stop it. The flesh handle's already been pushed, and the waters are circulating down. Sorry for the descriptive term, but that's what the world's in for. So you can't stop it. The only way you could stop that would be to take your shoe off and shove it in there and hopefully gum it up. Okay, again, sorry for the graphic, but that's what we're dealing with. And that's not clear water going down. We're still here, but soon we're going to be gone, and then it will definitely not be clear water. Again, sorry for the graphic. I can't come up with a better parallel to draw you, a picture to draw. Everything is under God's control that He wants to have under His control. And as Christians, He wants us protected. That's why there's numerous times in the Revelation it says, and don't touch those that are marked. Many times in the Bible it says that too. Don't touch those that are marked. The Passover, putting the blood on the lintel, it's a sample of marking. And everything, the bad stuff passed over. And that's kind of the way it's going to be for us until we're out of here. Keep working, keep praying. We're seeing answer to prayer even in our small little circle here. So just keep our small circle together. Pray for, if you've got friends and family that need prayers, put them in the comments down below so we can add them to our prayer list. I'm going to say a quick prayer the minute you say something and I see the comment. Sometimes I don't see them right away, so don't give up. I'm going to say a quick prayer, but then I add them to a prayer list, and I include those every time I pray. So if you've got prayer needs, put them in the list down below. I might go ahead and, I hate to say stuff without checking in with the boss first, but if he says it's okay, I might put my prayer list up there, but it's for me to pray for. Everybody else can see him. You should really have your own prayer list that has your small inner circle for each one of you should have it. In fact, that's the answer. I'm not going to share mine. You should be building your own. So add to it people that put their prayers in there, but have a prayer list for everybody that you want to pray for. and pray for them every time you sit down to pray in a formal fashion. In the morning and in the evening. Throughout the day, you can just throw prayers to him as you see needs. He hears every prayer, and he answers every prayer. Now, the answer may be yes, no, and not yet. And if it's yes, well, I'm working on it. Give it time. A little faith there. How are we doing? I don't have a really long topic for today. Most of my videos have been shorter, and I don't know why it's that way. He's not giving me the long topics. It may be that just a couple of short videos, or one every day, short videos of what's going on, to not bore you with details, to keep you focused. So much stuff is happening around us that if you turn to look at it, you're going to miss something important right in front of you. So don't be caught up in it. Yeah, things are going to happen. We've got an election cycle. Japan's stock market is changing because they have new leadership, new power base anyway. So things are going to happen around the world. The war in Israel is going to continue on, laboring on. And there's a few Israeli deaths, but there's a lot more on the other side. Feel sorry for those that are dying on the other side, because for the most part, they're going one direction. The Israelis could be going either way. There are Christian Jews, not enough of them. That's why he's going to get the focus on that last week, the 70th week of Daniel. That's coming up. Hasn't started yet. Some people think maybe it has. I still think we're in the wars and rumors of wars time frame, because the Antichrist is not here. He's got to do the next big thing. So, anytime. So until we meet in the clouds, be safe. Don't drop your guard. Keep your armor on and pray without ceasing. Blessings.